Hello and welcome to Math in the Real World. I'm Brother Beckert, and it'll be my opportunity and great pleasure to assist you in doing mathematics as it applies to things in your world, things you may not have thought of before. I've been teaching math for over 30 years and have enjoyed every minute of it. I also like to do some other things. Thought you might be interested in that a little bit. As you can see, I have one of my little carvings here. This little wizard was done not too long ago, still needs to be painted, but gives you a good idea of just some of the fun that we have. I thought I might use this little guy today to help with some of the things that we'll be doing in math, and just to give you an example of how things work and just a sample of math in your real world. I have, as you can read here, put together a little problem, and this is one that we actually has happened. Charles is an 80-year-old, just turned 80, but he likes to spend his days wood carving. I recently shared a picture of this latest carving with him. He liked the carving and wanted to carve one for himself. He wanted to make it larger and thought he could simply enlarge the pattern to fit the size wood block that he wanted to use. However, he was not sure what enlargement setting to indicate on the copy machine. So I told him that we could figure it out together using something he probably learned long ago, which is proportions. So in proportions, if you recall, proportions are two ratios that are equal to each other. So the main template we use is that the original size would be here on the bottom, and on the top above it we would have the new size, the one that Charles wants to use. We have a 100%, which is the original size, and then we're going to look at what percentage we need to put into the copy machine to make it fit the new block. So we start by putting in our sizes. My little guy here has an initial size of 6 inches. I started with a 6-inch block, and so that's 100%. And then we go and look, and Charles is wanting to use an 8-inch block, so he wants to increase it by a little bit, and we don't know by how much. Since we're doing math, people think you got to have an X, so we'll give our customary and token X in here just to mark the unknown value that we're going to figure out. If you remember, in proportions, cross products are equal. So that means that we can take our proportion and we can look at this multiplication. 8 times 100 is equal to this multiplication of 6 times x. We now have our equation. 6x would be equal to 8 times 100. If you remember some basic equation solving, we can divide both sides by 6, which allows us to isolate our unknown value x and keep the equation still an equation. We now have a simpler equation that we can work, and we now only have to do some math. 8 times 100, then divide by 6, which we can put into a long division format that we're used to seeing. And as we do that long division, we come up with our final answer of 133 1/3. And this becomes the new value that we'll put into our proportion. 133 over 100 is the same as 8 over 6 for our purposes. So we get to tell Charles that he should set his copier to 133% in order to take the original pattern size and make it the size that he wants for his new carving. That's math in the real world. That's using math that we know and applying it to our day-to-day life. Again, I'm Brother Beckert, and I'm looking forward to being with you this semester, and together we're going to enjoy this, and you really can do it. Math is fun. Have a good day.